I don't know. Uh, what this is exactly supposed to be. I guess just a way to record thoughts, maybe? All I can think of right now is someone I used to care for a lot. And I still do. Still do. We were gonna get married one day. But I guess that didn't matter enough to him. And I keep having these, I guess the right word would be fantasies. Either showing him up, getting away with murder, something along those lines. Not exactly the most brightest of things, but can't exactly think of anything else when it comes to him. I poured my heart into him. Every last fiber of my being was expendable so long as he was happy in the end. But I didn't want that for me, clearly. The sad part is, we talked about it too. We both knew it was going down a really fucked up, bad road. And you know what? It was good that we did end it when we did. I won't deny that. But at the same time, I can't help but wonder why he never gave me another chance. Because he ended up saying, focus on yourself. And I did. And where I'm at now is not fantastic, but it's on the verge of stepping stones into where I want to be someday. But what he seems to forget, because I know he has somebody in his life now that takes care of him, is just how alone you can feel when you relied on that person for so much emotional support. He knows the horror story that is my mother. My friends do too. But outside of her and her insistent nagging over stupid tiny shit and getting over just overzealous at her own child, I don't have anybody in my life. This roommate I moved in with, don't want to date him. Have no interest to. Said he had interest in me, but not emotionally, that's for sure. Only physically. I mean, yeah, it's nice to know that I'm wanted by somebody, but it fucking sucks knowing that they only want me because of how I look. or how I act or how I sound, not for who I am underneath all that. I know that sounds like some stupid fucking cliche shit right now, but it's true. It's all true. I still feel like it was wrong though, because he claimed my ex. I mean, claimed he never cheated on me, not once, not ever. I believe it, but not towards the end. God no. Absolutely, fucking just give a random pick to whoever he liked. I'm sure. I say whoever he liked. Oh, I know who he gave it to. I don't have a way to track that person. I don't know how to find that person. I could probably get a first name if I go way back into our messages, but that's about it. But yeah. I had my whole life ahead of me. And I still do, technically. But I have to break my back 3 times over just to get where I need to be. And I get it, life's hard. Shit like this just happens sometimes, but almost 5 years, and not once did I ever hear a happy anniversary or a happy birthday. No, I'd remember every single time for him. March 11th was our anniversary. His birthday was January 13th, 2001. You ask him what month I was born in? Just the month, not the day, the month. Not even the year. He couldn't tell you. Going back to the people I do have in my life talk, my dad, he's there for me, but he doesn't know how to express affection. He tries, and for that I thank him, but he is wholly unfamiliar with the process. Tries to buy my love, and again, I thank him for it. Without him, I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am today, and even then, where I am today is not exactly something to be proud of. Having to rely on other people almost all the time for even the most simplest of shit. Hate it. I really fucking hate it. I always told myself if I won the lottery, I'd either buy or build up an apartment complex. Charge rent really fucking cheap, water and trash included. The only things they'd have to pay is their electricity, their Wi-Fi, groceries, and gas, pretty much. Because I know what it's like to be there at the bottom, stuck at an inn in the middle of the night. Got to pay $400 up front for a week stay. And if you can't find a home within that week, well, out to the road with you. So, the closest person I have right now, in terms of family, is my dad. My sister, Doesn't even recognize me anymore, and that's not an understatement. I remember I had gone over to her house to do a project. She was helping me out with it. That's for my childhood education class. Finished up, and we just sat on the couch and just talked for a while. It was nice to catch up and all, but the one thing that really broke my heart was whenever we were talking about our mother, because there's always something to complain about when there's our mother in the picture. She wouldn't say mom, she would say my mom. To her, I'm not her kid brother anymore. I'm just some stranger. And granted, there wasn't much of a relationship there, so exactly losing it was not the biggest deal, but that shit hurt. Such an unsuspecting thing, right? You grow apart from people all the time, and you never even realize it because you think, "Oh, well, I'll talk to them tomorrow. I'll talk to them another time." And then a day passes, and then a week, and a month, and a year, and years. And you look back and you're like, I miss hanging out with that person. I miss talking to that person. And they're just gone. Not that there's anything wrong with that, for her at least. She's got a loving husband, 2 kids, good job. She's living life to the best of her abilities. And I'm not needed in it. And that's okay. But at the same time, that also means I can't exactly rely on her for emotional or moral support simply because it doesn't exist anymore. So she's out of the picture. My aunts, uncles, family, just in general, also gone. Not that they're dead or anything serious like that. It's just same thing like my sister. They've got their own lives and I've got mine, and the plain and simple is we don't talk. I don't go to my family reunions anymore. Grandparents ruined that mostly. Some of the most worst people I think I've met. But my great grandfather died, which means he no longer hosted in it, which means it falls upon them now to host family reunions during summer and winter. And I've already told myself if I ever go back there, Alabama, just that general area for a family reunion, cool, fine, whatever. But I'm keeping my distance from them. If I do go back, it's gonna be to announce that I'm in a serious relationship again. I'm gonna get married, something like that. But Family doesn't need me, and though I might need them, they don't know that. And if I asked, I don't think we could hold a conversation. So, family's out of the picture. That just leaves friends. They're there. They're there more than anybody else I've mentioned. But even then, they've got their own lives, I got mine. I talk to them maybe once every other week, and it's been like that for years. Distant sister, father doesn't know how to show affection outside of buying me things or financially supporting me. Mother's just a lot to fucking deal with. Friends that are off and on. And if I have roommates, like I do now, they're either not there at all or um kind of concerning in their own ways. And so over time, um I got attached to him. No, no. I didn't get attached to him. I became obsessed with him. It was fucking bad. Yeah. But I think what fucking drove the nail into the coffin for me about it was hearing about another friend of mine who, and I know their girlfriend as well. She and her girlfriend dated in high school and I believe middle school too, but I could be wrong about that. But regardless, they had a similar predicament that we had where one was just trying to live their life and the other one was getting way too attached to them and would become bipolar and extremely depressed without them. And once they were within presence of each other, completely different person. Like drastic shift in tone about everything. And the one who had a right mind about her said, taking a break. And we all knew that fucking hit her hard as shit. Like she was just not the fucking same after hearing that kind of news from her girlfriend. And honestly, during the time I thought about it, I was like, I don't know if they're ever gonna get back together again because that was like a heels deep relationship. It's to the point where you're in it for fucking rest of the time pretty much, unless one of y'all die early, which would be unfortunate. But no, they toughed it out, and I'm glad they did because they're a good combo together. But after hearing that, after losing my ex, I cried because I know this isn't probably the right way to look at it, but the only way I can look at it is I poured thousands of dollars, thousands of hours, so much emotional and mental and physical turmoil into him. and he left me. And I don't mean leave me as in, "Oh, he left, but he comes back on occasion," because he does. And by on occasion, I mean once every 4 months if I don't message him at all, maybe 5, 3 if I'm lucky. The only way I could see that is he left me for a different man when all he needed to do was just break it off for a couple months. And I only mean a couple months because it was about October-ish time when I got really suicidal, went out to Arizona, spent thousands of dollars, just ready to fucking just end it all at the end of the week. And about December, January time, I had thought we had already broken up at this time, but he officially goes, "We're through." And you wanna know what happened? April. April 2021. I moved out of that shitty little, um, trailer I was living in, just Georgia. Moved back in with my mother for a while, and that in between December, January, all the way up to April, May, June, and July, about June, July time, I learned to live without him. I found happiness in other things, though it may be fleeting. I don't crave his attention and approval for everything I do, and I genuinely find interest in my own progress, which makes me wanna just do more with life, you know? And I think there's part of me that's just begging and hoping that once I get my college degree in the next 2, 3 years, however long that takes, that he'll come back. And I know he won't. Every fiber in my being tells me he's already got somebody else who's in a relationship with. But where does that leave me? Because the only thing I can think of is I'll I'll get my college degree. I'll start my job next month. I'll take my SAT at the beginning of next month, get good grades back. I fucking studied a 300-page book over twice already, and I still have to do a practice test on it just to double check everything. Those some short-term goals. I'll get everything together, real nice and neat with just a little bow on top too. Fuck it. I'll move over to the UK by myself, maybe with some help from a friend. I'll find a nice job. I'll get my required certifications to teach over there. I'll get everything I need in order. Nice house, cat, financially stable, library, nice little place to call my own. Um, I'll be all alone. I mean, yeah, I'll have friends and family I'll probably try to keep in contact with, but At the end of the day, I'm not gonna come home and have someone just ask me how my day was, or if anything is new, or just to say, "I love you." I can't tell you the last time I've heard someone say, "I love you" to me. Ain't that a bitch? And and I know it's not good for my health to block people off, especially when I'm so desperate to have somebody there for me and just to be my rock in general. But trying to leave him behind has just kind of made me insufferable to some people because I've noticed it too. My personality went from sort of passive, kind of nonchalant, occasional kind words, try to throw in here and there. I've just become a lot more prickly, I guess. Like, yeah, I won't take people seriously very often unless it is a very serious topic, like, abuse, death, whatever. At that point, I'll lend a hand, but if someone comes to me and says, "I'm having a hard time," or, "I'm having a tough day," the most I could say is tough shit. I know there's at least 2 or 3 guys that have a romantic interest in me, and every single one of them, I don't treat them like shit, but I do keep them at arm's length because the last person I held in my arms took a part of me with them. I'll never get it back. So, if I hold everybody at arm's length, they can't hurt me. Sometimes I wonder if it would have been better if I had just killed myself last year. And don't get me wrong, I've sat it I've sat down, thought about it, thought of all the little pros and cons that come with that. And the really fucked up part, I think it would have been. Worst part about it would have been shipping my stuff back to Georgia. My friend having to deal with the fact that I fucking jumped off the roof of his apartment building. But other than that, yeah. My mother would have probably been heartbroken, but not for too long. My sister would have been upset, but like I said, she's distant now. It would have broke my ex's heart, but he's got someone else for that now. I feel like the only person it would have very heavily impacted up until their death would have been my father. I mean, when he was 16, 17, his own father had a heart attack right in front of him and died. And he vowed if he ever had kids to show them all the love and warmth he could ever try to give. But of course, I was his only child. He didn't exactly know how to do that. Parents divorced right after, I think it was my second birthday. I'll still be alive in the next couple years. I don't know how much longer though. And this isn't a, oh, I'm gonna kill myself in 3 years after I get my bachelor's. Oh God, woe is me. But I'm just saying, if I end up dying, if I get hit by a car, struck by lightning, fall into a sinkhole, drown, I don't know, just fucking spontaneous combustion. I don't give a shit. Oh well, had a good run, but just wasn't worth it. Before that happens, though, I'd hope to publish my books. Or maybe not books, but stories at least. Just all I've got to say is, why the fuck did I choose him? Because had plenty of options at the time. But no, I thought he was best choice, and I thought that for years. Right after I ended up getting kicked out of my mother's house, I went ahead and went to go see him for 2 weeks. And thinking back on it, it was obvious we were going to break up. Of course, I didn't want to believe that. I didn't think it was going to happen. You never do. You think it's going to be all peachy keen, sweet smiles, sleepy naps, enjoying life with one another. But if you don't sit down and realize those little red flags that pop up from now and then, and if you don't try anything to handle them, it's all just going to go to shit. And I wish I realized that sooner. And I wish I had pointed those out to him. And I wish we try to sit down and fix them bit by bit. Or at the very least, just put it into the relationship sooner. Because the be- mm, it's so hard to explain. Because he was simultaneously the most infuriating person I think anyone could have dated. And yet I never wanted to hold someone closer in my life. Part of me really hopes that in the coming years that I stay true to myself and fucking do everything I have planned. I don't know if I will, but I sure as hell want to try. Feel like over those next few years, wherever they take me, I shouldn't be wishing that he has a downfall, a spiral of some kind. He doesn't also get cheated on. He doesn't get addicted to a drug or something, you know? You don't wish those upon people, or at least it's not normal to do so. And yet, he hurt me. He hurt me so fucking bad. And I'm more than positive he knows that he hurt me. And whether he feels sorry about it, he fucking does. He doesn't make it clear. So yeah, I hope he gets cheated on, stabbed in an alleyway, addicted to drugs, hit by a car, loses his home, fucking anything. Because I want to be there. I want to be there. And I want to fix said issue. If he gets stabbed in an alleyway, I want to take him to the hospital. He loses his home. I want to reimburse him, give him somewhere he could stay for the time being. Fucking something, you know? Just to one up him and say, I don't give a shit what you think about me. I still love you. And you can be a dick. Just pretend I don't fucking exist anymore. Unless you need me, because you always need something out of me. I want to be that bigger person. Now let's say those tables are turned. Let's say I end up homeless. I end up poor and starving on the side of the road, dying, whatever the case. And he and his new man, whoever the fuck that is, are just fucking perfect. Make plenty of fucking money. Don't have to worry about shit ever. I'll take him. I'll take his ass down with me. The plain and simple is he does not fucking deserve happiness. After the way he treated me, absolutely not. And I'm not gonna say that I was the best thing ever too, because trust me, I was bad. But not fucking lead you on and on and on and on bad. He knew exactly what he was doing the whole time. Not once did he ever say, "You know what? Maybe I should look at myself. Maybe I should ask myself if I'm doing the right thing for him and me." No, never, not even once. And by doing so, he ruined me emotionally, financially, every imaginable way. And you might think, "Oh, well, that doesn't sound terrible. It just sounds like you all had a really bad time. You just, a rough patch, something." No, not even remotely. More like I gave and gave and gave and gave and gave and didn't realize how much I was giving. And then he realized that he could capitalize on me. Like I said, thousands of dollars. I lost my Hope Scholarship and my Zell Miller grant. You want to know what my college tuition was every month for 3 classes? Negative $1,200. They would pay me to go to school and my entire classes. All of it was just covered. Want to know what it is now? 3.5 grand every 6 months. That's zero support because I poured all my money into him. I took a break semester in between and didn't tell my mother. And she thought this was vital information that she should know because she was letting me live there rent free because I was going to college. I offered her rent, 300, 400 bucks a month, whatever. It's a lot of money. I was only making $9 an hour. This bitch kicked me out mid semester. And if you've gone through college, you would know you can withdraw from a class and get your money refunded to you without losing your GPA, without losing time, money, fucking anything. The hitch, you have to withdraw within the first 2, maybe 3 days as the class is starting. I was on week 2 out of, I think, 12. So, the most I could do was email all 4 of my professors and say, "Hey, I took a break and then I reapplied, classes started, and now I'm getting kicked out, and it's too late for me to withdraw. I'm sorry, but is there any way y'all could either forcefully remove me, and I don't want a refund or anything, I just wanna make sure my GPA doesn't drop because I had, like, a 3.6, like, above average at the very fucking least. And they're like, "No, we're sorry, we can't do anything." Ended up having to move in with my dad for a month, and then his new wife, he remarried. His new wife wanted me out because I was disobedient. In Spanish culture, if you ask your child to do something, it is expected of them to do it right then, right there, no exceptions, no back talking. The way I did it with my dad, "Son, can you do the dishes for me?" "Sure. Is it all right if I finish this real quick?" "Okay." Simple as that. And then I'd finish and go do them. She was mad because I wasn't doing it immediately. So there I was, in the middle of my college semester, couldn't withdraw from my classes, about to go homeless, had maybe $1,500 to my name, could not find a job. Went to Walgreens, went to Subway, fucking went across to Hobby Lobby, which entry level position. Do you have at least 1 year of experience stocking shelves? We need to make sure you hit your quota on time. I literally said nothing and just walked down. That fucking bitch. I had to go work at fucking McDonald's because they were the only place that I could call and get a turnaround interview, like, within 24 hours. I made I think it was, like, 10.50 starting for management. That I started as a crew person, and I think it was, like, 9.50 an hour, and then I went to management for 10.50 an hour, and by the time I was out of there, 11.25. And, I tried to go back to school, trust me, I did, but because my mother kicked me out, and then my dad kicked me out on top of that, 4 classes, my GPA was about 3.5, 3.6, dropped to 2.2. Flunking those 4 courses back to back to back to back fucking desecrated any chance of me going back to college for free. And my mother thinks, "Oh, well, it's not my fault I kicked you out." And my dad's new wife, well, her exact words were either, "It's me or him." So, like, "I'm sorry, bitch. Last time I checked, the only reason you're here is because you got a green card from him marrying you." So, needless to fucking say, I was mad. And me taking a break semester between those 2 semesters was not the sole reason my mother kicked me out. No, 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 no. She was absolutely fucking furious about it, yeah, but that was not the fucking straw that broke the camel's back. It was because I was sending my ex money. Couldn't afford groceries, couldn't afford rent, couldn't find a job. And I told him too. I told him, I was like, "Are you looking for a job? Trying to find something you to freelance, going around, mow lawns, clean houses, walk dogs, fucking anything?" So, yeah, I'm looking and I'm trying, but I'm not exactly finding anything because I'm autistic. Fucking bullshit. But no, I believed him. I said, "I'll be here as long as you need me. You know that, right?" Dumb fucking decision. I know. But my mother and I were sharing a bank account at the time because I was under her. Um, and then she saw me wire transferring money to him through PayPal. I was using two-step authentication PayPal. I would move money from my bank account to PayPal and from PayPal to him. I would not pay directly to him through the bank. She kicked me out for taking a break semester without telling her and for using my money my own way. She still thinks it's not her fault. And the worst part is, my ex went along with it. Fuck him. Free money. Doesn't have to do shit. Just have me do all the fucking work for him. Why not? Should have fucking known he was lying. Or you know what? Maybe he wasn't lying. Maybe he was looking for a job, but would not be surprised if he was putting in one application a fucking month, maybe? What fucking cunt. I'm certain the Germans have a word for wanting to punch somebody in the fucking jaw, but still wanting to hold and kiss them tenderly. Guarantee it. So where does that leave me now? Sitting on this couch in South Carolina, Not even entirely sure what I'm gonna be doing over the next few days. Tired. The answer is tired. Just so fucking tired. I only hope that whoever this new guy he's with takes similar steps that we did, but instead of giving him money and telling him he's the best person ever and just ignoring the fact that he's being a little fuckhead about everything, that he actually realizes how fucking toxic of a person he is and just drops him like a fucking ball. And you just tell himself, I don't deserve a whole lot in life, but I deserve better than that. If my ex ever came crawling back to me, begging for me to take him back, as much as I'd want to, I'd have to decline. The only reason for that is because I know if I did accept, I would abuse the shit out of him. No fucking strings attached. I would literally sock him in the fucking mouth every time I see him for the amount of stress and pain and absolute hell he put me through. I know I said earlier I couldn't remember the last time someone said "I love you" to me, and in a romantic sense. I mean, not familial. I can't, but it was probably him. The words "I love you" shouldn't bring someone heartache and frustration and tears and just wanting to fucking end everything right then, right there, just all of existence gone. Well, he certainly helped me figure out how to do it. I'll hear other couples say "I love you" to one another, and normally it's just, a thing they do. You hear it and you're like, "Oh, okay, that's sweet, whatever." I hear them say it and I just look at them and I'm just or I'll fucking hear it and I don't even have a word for it. I'll just fucking look at them, I guess. Because people, when they say it, and even if it was towards me, it just feels so fucking hollow. I've already told myself if I want to get someone new in my life, if I could bring myself to go up to someone I'm interested in and say, I would like a relationship with you. I have feelings for you, all this shit. I wouldn't want sex. I wouldn't want the I love yous. I just want someone to hug me, Maybe somebody I can sleep next to at night, and that's it. That's a bare fucking minimum requirement. And guess what? You would have done more than he did for me. Wanna know what happened when I hopped off the plane from Amsterdam to Newcastle into the UK? I met him at the airport, we hugged, we got on the tram, we went back to his place, and he proceeded to violate me. Um, yeah. First thing he did was come up and hug me, and I'm thinking, "Oh, he just wants another hug." No, me, sleep deprived, almost 24 hours, no sleep, could not even get a wink on the fucking plane. So what's he do? He comes up to me, he hugs me, hand down the back of my pants, finger goes into my ass. What the fuck? I know that's straightforward and a lot, but at the time we were together for what, 3 years? Almost 4 years? Actually, just over 4 years? What the fuck? And it wasn't one of those, like, little subtle things either where it's like, oh, they're walking up to you and then they hug you and then they very slowly go down your body. No, this was quick, this was sudden, and it felt like rape. First intimate experience with that man that I love to pieces, and it felt like violation. I hope he gets hit by a fucking truck, but lives. Because if he ended up paralyzed, that would make it so much better to see his new boyfriend come on and just fucking dump his ass right then and there over text, not in person. God forbid, not even over a phone call or anything. No, just done. That'd be fucking excellent. To add on to that about that violation, one other really fucked up part. He was at university. This was while we were still together. This is like second, like halfway through the second year, maybe. From estimate, I don't know the exact date. Apparently, he was at university. Somebody violated him. Now, I don't know if this was a full on rape or they just touched him inappropriately or whatever, but took it to the staff. No fucking interest in it whatsoever. Took it to his parents. Didn't do anything. So he just shut up about it. He didn't even tell me. He didn't even tell me until we were already broken up months later. So riddle me this. You go to your university, college, school, fucking out. I don't even care if it's you go to the fucking bathroom and somebody comes up, they slap your ass, they fucking grab you inappropriately. You don't feel safe. You don't feel comfortable about it at all. You feel disgusted. You want them off of you immediately. So why would you think something like that is okay for your partner, for your boyfriend, and for someone you intended on marrying? That's fucked up. Just fucking boggles my mind. Not to mention this motherfucker would use autism as a scapegoat for everything. High functioning, no social anxiety. Yeah, you keep using that, see how far that gets you. The funny thing about it, I don't know if I'm autistic or have ADHD or OCD or anything like that, but I guarantee you have at least one of those. Guarantee. Trust me, you should see me when I clean. I really want to get a psychological analysis from either a therapist or just anyone qualified, really. And I want them to sit me down and say, "You do have issues. It's this, 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 and this." Because I've had depression in the past. Still struggle with it now. Not nearly as bad, mind you, but still fucking pesters the shit out of me. But what I want to happen, outside of publishing books and moving to the UK with a bachelor's in education and building my own library and adopting a cat and eventually maybe even adopting a daughter or son or something, just being real fucking successful in life. I really want them desperately to tell me that I'm autistic because and only because I can go back to him and say, "Guess what? I have issues. What the fuck is your excuse?" You've had it a lot better than me emotionally, and you can't even fucking back that up with facts. You can't say, "Oh, my father abused me." Bruce and Michael, both of them, both my stepfathers for extended periods of time, differing. Bruce yelled at me, made me feel uncomfortable. I was maybe 5 or 6. Michael, same as Bruce, but smart ass remarks almost every fucking day. Put me down emotionally and mentally. And the biggest fucking thing he did, I had gotten out of the shower one evening. I was about 11. 11 years old. Still a kid. No shower towels in the bathroom. So I have to dash across to my room to grab one. It's a hallway. It's not too big. It's directly from bathroom to stepsister to my room. I dash across the hallway, make sure no one's even remotely near me. I bolt over there real quick. I'm looking around for the towel. He barges in on me while I'm naked, starts screaming at me at the top of his fucking lungs because I had to dash across. I was 11 years old. I've had 2 abusive stepfathers, an abusive mother who refuses to exit my life, a sister who is now mostly gone for everything. I can call her and that's about it. Dad who doesn't know how to show me love other than buying me things. Family that's absent. Fucking lost my scholarships, lost money, lost time, lost patience. And on top of it all, you broke my heart. And I'm gonna prove to you one day. Gonna prove to you that despite all of my shortcomings and all of my misfortune, I will do better than not just you, but than most. People won't suffer. I won't try to seek revenge on them. The only revenge I seek is seeing that I become better than all of those around me. And that's a that's a fucking hard bar to reach, but you know what? Knowing everything that's already happened, I think it's possible. I'm gonna make this world better by being better. Just you fucking watch me. Just you fucking watch.